when I started, when I discovered this code that led me to discovering all of these obvious child trafficking videos on YouTube. And by that I mean they were listing videos and perhaps the children themselves also for sale.
This campground was owned by a man named Jamie Moeller. Now, Tracy has shown actually on YouTube text messages and Facebook messages where this owner, Jamie, was threatening her for the information that she was exposing.
This is the guy threatening me. The other thing you find is that he owns this campground. You'll see what we're talking about. Here's where Isaac Cappy died. This is where the actual campground is, but the office and the address that's listed is in Williams. So not only is he not afraid to tell me who he is and his real name, supposedly, which actually is not Jamie Espy so much, but Jamie Moeller. You find that out when you look up Greenleaf Canyon Campground. And he posted from his business's Facebook page these threatening messages on my Facebook page. Y'all, this poor lady, this is him actually, on this one he's reposting my interview where I mentioned actually specifically him, or I don't think I mentioned him by name, but I talked about the owner of this is what I said, the owner of a campground who was sending me threats. So he realized, okay, well you're talking about me, because he's the owner of a campground and he's been sending me threats. So he sent some more threats. Post them on his campground's page, so that, I mean, the implication obviously that anyone who's his client that would be looking at this page knows what he's doing there already, and they would be mad at me for talking about it and exposing it in public. So this is his campground's page where he's posting this. Y'all, this poor lady, how sad and deluded she is for giving us the shout out around 3703. Heartbreaking, really. And he puts the two emojis that I've identified as being codes in certain contexts to these videos where, you know, they hurt kids, and kids are destined to quite often to die. So it depends on the context it's used in, but often these videos, or the ones that the advertisements for them that are floating around on YouTube, use these emojis, the broken heart and the black heart. How sad and deluded we were to extend any protection around her whatsoever. I pity you, Miss Twyman, all unprotected. She gets what she deserves. Then he follows up with another comment. We wish her no harm unless she causes us harm. You get the first shit talk for free, silly lady. Next one, not so much. Okay, so that was when he's posting from a Jamie account on the Greenleaf page. Here's him using the Greenleaf page's account to post on my Facebook fan page. Peekaboo, we see you, Miss Twyman. Great episode. Poor Miss Twyman. This is on the Greenleaf Canyon Campground website. And look at that address, South Dewey Drive, Williams, Arizona. Poor Miss Twyman, sadly mentally tormented soul. Keep running your mouth and see what happens. Black heart emoji, broken heart emoji. But I was being bombarded with death threats. I was being bombarded with surveillance that had been taken of my son and of me. Letters, emails that let me know that they knew everything about us, that they knew exactly where he went to school, and they knew, when we were alone and when other people came and went from this house. They knew everything about us. Jamie Espy says to me, Dear Tracy Twyman, I hope this email finds you safe and sound. Hey, listen, could you call off your Facebook phone friend, Kyle? I serious? I was only trying to help you with our protection ritual. And your friend Kyle, look how he puts it in all caps. Your friend Kyle. Your friend, Kyle. Kyle has twisted and concocted the most insane take on my work and is causing unnecessary personal harassment. I'm sure you know what that feels like. So, I come to you civilly and ask for your assistance in this matter before your friend, Kyle, inadvertently causes someone else, some else, who is not as kind as me, to come pay you a real visit this time. Here's to you, Ms. Twyman. Your friends are far worse than your enemies, but we, your enemies, know where you sleep. Peace into you, Jamie Espy.
So Tracy alleges through Facebook screenshots and email screenshots that Jamie was threatening her due to the information that she was uncovering regarding his child trafficking YouTube videos. But if you go on Google and you look up Greenleaf Canyon campgrounds, one of the first reviews is from TripAdvisor of someone who stayed there saying that Jamie, the owner, threatened to shoot them with a gun. So we can actually look online to see that this guy is probably prone to violence. So again, Tracy was warning Isaac Cappy about Greenleaf, telling him that this place should be on his radar and that this place was responsible for trafficking children.
So look, this is the guy that was harassing me. I actually mentioned this stuff to Isaac Cappy. And, you know, I might have actually told him specifically who these guys were. I told this story on interviews I did on other podcasts that are larger than my own, where in those same conversations I also talked about Isaac Cappy. I talked about his appearance on Alex Jones, and I critiqued it, and I talked about his story a little bit. I talked about, what I saw as the reasons to believe him and then the reasons to maybe not believe him. So it's very likely that not only did I tell Isaac Cappy the specifics about these people who were attacking me from Arizona, from this campground, but that he then heard me mention it again later if he listened to these podcasts where the subject was, one of the subjects discussed was him. So, it seems likely he might have listened to those, or that someone who knows him listened to them and reported it to him, brought it to his attention. So that would have been yet another reminder, pay attention to this.
And according to Tracy, Cappy was driving from Williams to Belmont, where he died that morning. And of course, Williams is where the campground was.
Cappy, according to his roommate's next door neighbor who'd been doing the periscopes, going over his debit card records, said that he was going back and forth between Belmont and Williams on that last day. And then he got a flat tire in a Days Inn that was near Belmont.
And again, Tracy was confident that Moeller was involved with this trafficking. And not only that, but he was repeatedly bragging about the fact that he was proficient in mind control, basically MK Ultra tactics.
The traffic of people, including children, for sexual purposes, and the torture of them on camera, and the murder of them being bragged about, the future murder of them. And even mind control was referenced. Anyone who saw the original videos knows exactly what I'm talking about. Mind control was also referenced in the videos, and some of the videos were made for the purposes of mind controlling the slaves, or keeping them in a state of mind control, or triggering a particular state of mind, or just reminding them to keep quiet, scaring the ones that have been talking.
And the day that Cappy died, again, it was super mysterious. I remember actually seeing on BitChute or YouTube a video of him at the bridge, just like kind of looking wonky, like kind of messed up. So it really looked like he was actually under mind control. And of course, he was, the day before he died, leaving Williams, where this campground is, where this MK Ultra mind control expert resides. And then he's found dead in Belmont. It just really seems like he was, I hate to say it, but MK Ultra the day he died.
Maybe if I had known, I feel like he was going out there to investigate this thing in Williams. It could have been that he was part of it, and that's why he was out there, and then they were just killing off someone who was kind of a loose end. But I would say my instinct on this is I think he was out there to investigate it, and I don't know if he was following up on the leads that I had given him, or if he had some other angle that had brought him out there. But that's what I think he was doing. And it could very well be that, it was Jamie of Greenleaf Canyon Campground that lured him out there for whatever reason, and that he had already been hit with these tactics.
So Tracy was telling people, like, on the internet that her phone actually was hacked, and her computer, soon after she went to the FBI to tell them about all this information she found in her research. However, the FBI just disregarded her.
I didn't get into all the details, but I just, the material was gathered and reported at the time. I've had to take down the online versions of what I gathered because of the threats that came afterwards. This is one of the threats. But the threats really didn't start coming in until after I attempted to report this to the FBI. And the FBI kind of steered me out of the room, and they refused to write down anything I said. They wouldn't They took down my name, but they wouldn't tell me even the name of the officer I was talking to. They wouldn't let me in the building so I could sit down and talk to him. I had to stand there, basically right next to the gate leading to the FBI building. I wasn't even allowed to go in the building. Wouldn't shake my hand. Wouldn't sit down with me.
Now, what makes this stranger is Tracy was also mentioning the fact that a group of Turkish businessmen were continually visiting these campgrounds. So Tracy was actually telling her friend that she was concerned for her safety, and soon after that, she was found hanged in her garage. So the videos of Tracy discussing Greenleaf Canyon were actually videos that she gave to two of her friends, telling them not to post it online because she was really concerned for her safety. But after she died, they decided to release it to the public, essentially it being like a dead man switch. Now, Cappy allegedly also had a dead man switch, so take a look at this. So, of course, that video took place in a Turkish bathhouse, and Tracy was talking about how Greenleaf Canyon campgrounds were hosting a bunch of Turkish businessmen. And the bathhouse appears to be in this hotel in Turkey.